Good morning, it's Catherine Best Gordon with Sugar Freedom. This channel is all about convincing you to drop sugar and lift weight so that you can be healthy and happy. This is my update on the 30-day lifting challenge. We're at the halfway point. This challenge is going to end on July the 3rd, a very good time to end as kind of the official height of summer officially begins and really establishing those healthy habits as we get to July so we can make this a healthy, happy summer. One of the things I want to talk about is I lost 70 pounds and I've kept it off for 12 years. And probably the most important thing that I have discovered about that significant weight loss, which is more than half of what I weigh now, is that in order to maintain a weight loss of that size, more than 50% of my weight, I have to continue to do the things that I did to lose the weight. So in other words, in order to maintain significant weight loss, I have to continue to do the things that I did to lose it in the first place. And that includes eliminating sugar, grains, processed seed and vegetable oils, and doing resistance training. But here is what I have discovered over the last 2 weeks of this particular challenge. What I was trying to do is a 5-day split where I was doing what I call the minimum effective dose. So I was only doing on each day, if I was doing leg day, I was doing 3 different exercises for a particular rep range and then moving on. What I discovered is that nothing was happening. I was not getting leaner, I wasn't getting lighter and tighter. And so what I had to do is I had to add back in kettlebell swings to begin to get warm. And then I've also added back in jump rope at the end. And here's my poor jump rope. One of the challenges about jumping rope when you're only 5'1" is finding a jump rope that's the right length. Some of them that are adjustable, they don't swing right. The good ones, like this one, that have a ball bearing, for me are difficult to adjust. So what I've had to do, and I know it looks terrible, is I put knots near the handles. So if you're short like me and you want a good rope, I found that this is the fix that I have to use. Get the good rope. This is a cable rope with ball bearings so it swings quickly, and then just you have to put knots in them. I hope eventually to invest in a better rope that fits me perfectly. So what I am expressing to you is that I had hoped that I was just going to be able to drop the sugar and lift the weights. But what I discovered is that I had to add the kettlebell swings at the beginning and then the jump rope afterwards. And I am doing this 5 times a week. And as soon as I added that, I tightened up my eating and I added the interval training. As soon as I did that, I started to lose some pounds and lose some inches. So it's been 2 weeks and I've lost 3 pounds and I've lost a full inch off of my waist and my hips. And I've also lost a body fat percentage point. Now, how do I know that? I am using a scale, and I know that they're not that accurate that show the body fat, but I do believe that they're accurate enough to show a difference. You see what I'm saying? So necessarily, my body fat percentage isn't necessarily, 24.8%, but I can tell if it goes from 24.8 to 23.8. So where has it gone from? It was at 26 and it's gone to 25, which I'm very happy with. I like to be around, ideally, my favorite is probably around 22. If I go any lower than that in my body fat percentage, I really start to see like marionette lines. I do look older, my neck looks older. When I sleep, I actually can feel my hip bones. So I'm certainly not ever at 56. I'm not going to be going for the kind of body fat percentages that you would see, for example, on a fitness model. Those days have gone, and I'm much more satisfied with carrying a bit more body fat and looking a little bit younger in the face, but maybe not quite as tight in the waist, if you get my meaning. So I think that is the most important thing I discovered, that I had to take that minimum effective dose and I had to increase the intervals, and this has been very effective. The other thing that I had to do is I have had to tighten up my carbohydrates just a little bit. As you know, I am the Sugar Freedom woman, and Sugar Freedom has a couple of different plans. The lifestyle plan, there's still fruit on it. Certainly there's dairy. There's things like sweet potatoes and potatoes. And this is basically a maintenance plan. There's the Sugar Strike, which is ketogenic. 20 grams of carbohydrate or less, which is going to eliminate fruit, and it's going to moderate how many above ground vegetables you're having. So traditional Sugar Freedom Sugar Strike, you've got 2 salads a day and then 1 or 2 servings of cooked vegetable. I had to tighten that up even more. You may know that I've gone carnivore before, so I've tightened it up to literally salad made with lettuce and radishes that are coming out of my garden, and then smaller amounts of maybe broccoli or cauliflower or zucchini. And then the other thing I'm looking at is also low residue vegetables, which is lettuce, cucumber, zucchini. I have a little bit of trouble if I eat too much fiber. I tend to have digestive issues. I hope that's not too much information, but that's one of the things that I am dealing with. One of the reasons I'm really grateful that I did go carnivore before going to Carnegie Hall in March of last year was that I did discover that it does work for me. I feel good doing it. And so that is kind of like my hip pocket. If I really stall, then I can go ahead and just go full on meat-based, and it really does work. And what's amazing is that it actually makes me feel good. And then on top of that, what is very encouraging is the reality that there is the book Not by Meat Alone, which was written back in the 30s. There's Dr. Blake Donaldson's book, Strong Medicine. These kinds of approaches actually have been used for decades. Dr. Donaldson's book was published in the 60s. Vince Gironda was doing a meat-based steak and egg diet ever since the 50s and continued to do it. And that's actually the first way that I found out about carnivore. That being said, this is summertime. We do have vegetables growing in our garden. The farmers markets are back open and we can visit them now. We can go to farmers markets. So if I am having carbohydrates, I'm getting those carbs from vegetables that grow above the ground and that are purchased locally. So thank you for coming in for this update. I also want to mention that I'm going to write out the program. All of the videos are on my channel. Leg day, back day, chest day, they're all there. You can go back and watch them, but I'm going to write everything out so you know what the exercises are for each day. And just so you know, this is week 3. So the way we do our rep ranges, we go 8 reps, 10 reps, and then during week 3, we're doing 12 reps of all of the exercises. And then in week 4, which is the final week, we go back to 8 reps, but we increase the weight. So I'm going to be writing that out for you. I just want you to be well. Please comment, ask questions. If you are working on weight loss, if you get stalled, I have given up my accredited certification, so I can't tell you what to eat and I can't tell you how to train, but I can definitely tell you how I train. So if you have any questions, I can share my experience, first-person experience, and I hope that that'll be helpful to you. In the meantime, keep lifting, drop sugar, lift weight, and feel wonderful. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you here soon for our next training session.